Everybody, good morning. Welcome back to Forever United TV. I'm Adam, bringing you all of your Manchester United news and updates. The win was the win yesterday. We've already moved past it. It's all on the transfer talk. And Manchester United's goalkeeping situation. Again, I'm manifesting. I've got the kit on. I'm ready to go. Martinez, though, I didn't expect that one to come back. Fabrizio Romano dropping a little bit of a bomb over last night and early this morning about Manchester United's approach for a new goalkeeper. All of the information on that, Lammens, Martinez, where we're actually at with that situation as well. We're going to talk about Mainoo. We're going to talk about what happens now in terms of Manchester United's midfielder situation. Conor Gallagher, the links to him as well. And Manchester United's late approach and potential loan deal or maybe signing for him. There's plenty to talk about. I want your live chats in on this morning show as well, everybody. Get involved, get your conversations going, and let's get started with everything that's going on. And there's only one place to start. He's been in, he's been out. This started back in May. Martinez talks. I remember it. I remember talking about the first one. And the first thing I said was, there's no way that Manchester United sign Martinez. Not for the price that Villa would want. World-class goalkeeper, World Cup-winning goalkeeper, would completely transform Manchester United's backline if he came in. I love the goalkeeper. I think he's one of the best in the world. He's been in there in the mix with so many different goalkeepers that Manchester United have been linked to. So, breaking it down, like we had all the ins and outs, lots of South American sources talking about Martinez throughout the summer. He's saying he wants to move. He definitely wants to leave Aston Villa. I think we know that for certain. But nobody's really come in for him because Villa didn't want to sell him. Villa didn't need to sell him. Now, there's a little bit of a transfer triangle going on here. And Fabrizio Romano has opened it up again by talking about Manchester United's pursuit for Lammens. Now, Aston Villa also in for Lammens. Now, this depends what you want and what you need at your football club at this particular time, I feel, right now. And just to add a little bit of extra context to this whole transfer triangle / situation that's happening right now, Aston Villa look on the brink of signing Lucas Paqueta from West Ham, and they haven't got any money. They cannot really be spending money on players with their wrist being slapped as such by UEFA and the sanctions that have been put on them by UEFA. Obviously, still competing in the Europa League this season, Aston Villa, and obviously needing to fall in line with them rules that UEFA have set out. So it was very, very clear that Villa needed to sell players. All of a sudden, Lucas Paqueta's on the cards for just under 50 million. Where did that come from? You start to put two and two together. Romano has said that Manchester United have reopened talks with Aston Villa for Martinez over the last couple of days. This is in fear that Lammens is not going to happen. Now, United are pushing forward with communications with Lammens. He wants to go to Manchester United. That's been made very, very clear that he wants the Manchester United move. But Royal Antwerp are holding firm on their new price for the player. United will push for Lammens and want to get that deal done. But I've already opened talks with Martinez's representatives and Aston Villa again, according to Fabrizio Romano, in case that deal doesn't happen. And with Villa also interested in Lammens, you can see where this is actually getting a little bit, well, not so much confusing, but it's throwing a spanner in the works with everything that's going on. Villa want to buy a player. They then want to sell another player. It depends on how much Martinez is. Obviously, Lammens is a future signing for Aston Villa. They've got an older goalkeeper there already. And you're looking at a situation where Villa would sell Martinez, bring a newer goalkeeper in on less money, so it's better for their financials and balancing their books. Manchester United have got money and enough money to spend on wages because of what they're doing in the transfer window right now in selling players. And they want a character. They want a leader-type goalkeeper in at Manchester United. The needs are different. I don't know if you watched or have been watching, and I need to throw this in here as well because there is another sort of look on this, and the transfer window changes completely. It can change completely within a week or a day. Now, I'm only going to throw this out there because I think Lammens is the sensible pick in this because he's the future of Manchester United and he's a goalkeeper who's younger. But have you seen the performances of Radek Vitek at the moment? The highlights are flying around everywhere. He is absolutely destroying it at Bristol City. That's in the Championship, English football, and you know what I'm saying by that. He's used to playing English football after this season, a full season on loan. Are Manchester United actually thinking that they've already got the perfect young goalkeeper at the club? He just needs one more year's development. Could we sign Martinez in for a 3-year contract, for instance, on at the age that he is right now, and then bring Vitek in after that, bring him through? because Manchester United are clearly going to move Andre Onana and Bayindir on in time, maybe January, maybe next summer, wherever it may be. But Emi Martinez, if he comes into United, gives United that boost, that experience, that character, that leadership quality. Let's not forget, captain of Aston Villa as well. This guy has been there, done it, and won everything that there is on the international stage. He's obviously gone into Europe with Aston Villa. He's experienced at the highest level, and he's a completely different league when it comes to goalkeeper compared to what we've got right now. And I think would fit into Ruben Amorim's system as well in being able to sweep and come off his line. I think he's a commanding goalkeeper. He's definitely not going to get bullied in that box, and I just think it gives us a little bit of steel. I can see why Manchester United would want to do this. I'm just looking at it, and I looked at all of the goalkeeping situations right now, and I thought, no, United are still going to go for Lammens. They're going to bring him in. And I thought, if Vitek carries on this form, are United actually thinking right now, like, buying in a young goalkeeper right now makes no sense if we're going to bring Vitek through? This, I think, could actually play a part in this. Not like that is just my thoughts alone. Like watching Vitek, watching how he's progressing. United, and by the way, United hold Vitek in high regard. They really do rate Radek Vitek, and that's why they gave him a new contract, which not many people have spoken about, before he moved to Bristol City. He signed a new deal at United and then went straight out on loan. There's a plan. I just don't think United need Vitek and Lammens, because they're both going to be fighting for each other's spot. Like, I think we need the right balance. An older, experienced goalkeeper, maybe a new one. That's just my thinking alone, like I said. But I'm just bringing up everything that's happening right now and what's actually going on. And these situations are there. Romano has actually spoken and said that United have open talks again with Aston Villa. They still want Lammens, and that deal looks like it could still happen, and there's a very, very good chance of happening. So don't be surprised if it's him still. But Martinez coming back on the scene just makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you feel like there is a possibility here, longer term. United getting a 3-year deal maybe for Martinez or something like that at the age that he is. And then you're just getting that younger player back through again next season, ready to take over Emi Martinez in time in Radek Vitek. Could it be a plan? Might it happen? I'll get into the comments on this in a moment and just give you your thoughts on it. But I'm just reading through some of the comments now. You look at it and what's going on behind the scenes at Aston Villa and what's actually happening. And I feel like Romano right now has always known that Manchester United would be in for Emi Martinez. In fact, what Romano has said was, and this is his tweet, this is his Instagram post: Manchester United will sign a goalkeeper as a new approach made for Didu, as in Emi Martinez. Manchester United are trying to get Lammens deal done today, as in now, today, as request remains around 25 million euros. If Lammens won't happen, United reactivated talks in recent hours for Emilio Martinez from Aston Villa. Martinez still wants to leave Aston Villa, and talks are ongoing as eventually Lammens is also on Villa's list. Now, that's the triangle there. United need I feel, right now, an Emi Martinez type goalkeeper now, and Villa are ready to move on to the next stage. I think they're setting that department. I just feel like that's my own personal opinion again, by the way. That's not what Manchester United are thinking. I can just guess as to what they're looking at right now. Someone to come in with pure charisma and character leadership qualities like Emi Martinez over the unknown Lammens. Are they willing to take a risk again? And and this has been a big thing throughout the summer, proven Premier League players. And if Lammens is more than what they want to pay, I don't think Manchester United are going to push it all the way. 25 million euros doesn't seem a lot. It doesn't seem a lot. But that's getting close to what they feel they could get Emi Martinez for. And then they've got a proven player. And with the wages coming off the books for certain players and transfer fees that Manchester United are making right now, in terms of Garnacho, obviously Rasmus Højlund as well, then Manchester United probably feel like they can afford to bring in Emi Martinez and then push out Bayindir and Onana maybe January or next summer. This must be what they're thinking, because I've not seen anybody come in for either Bayindir or Onana, and we've got 2 days left of the transfer window. But Romano has definitely dropped a bit of a bomber here in saying that United have opened talks in recent hours with Emi Martinez. It's got everyone talking again right now. And there is a decision to be made. But just one thing to remember in all of this as well. At the top of what Romano has said, before he talks about Sen Lammens or Emi Martinez, is that Manchester United will buy a goalkeeper this transfer window. They are definitely going to get a new keeper. So we are going to see a new number one. Anyone who comes in is expected to go straight into Manchester United's number one spots. These are the talks that are floating around the journalist and Manchester United right now. Ruben Amorim is definitely not pushing forward with either of Bayende and or Onana. That basically is where United are at. It's the decision made. So whoever comes in, which keeper it is, Sen Lammens, whether it is Emi Martinez, it be Donnarumma, don't know. We've got the poll up there right now. Who is going to be Manchester United's goalkeeper this season? Get into the poll. Let me know. We've got Martinez, Donnarumma, Lammens, or Bayende/Onana. Right now, 7% of the vote on Bayende/Onana tells you exactly where everybody is. Martinez 40%, Lammens 44%. Close between them two. Romano's words hold strong, don't they? As soon as Romano speaks, everybody gets a talking and everybody gets a little bit excited. But it is actually real right now in that Manchester United are bringing a goalkeeper in. It's going to be Emi Martinez or it's going to be Sen Lammens. The debate now is which one is best for United. But don't forget about Radek Vitek and him coming into Manchester United next summer again. I don't see United selling him yet. Although, if he does turn out to be valuable to United, they could sell him cheap and get 100% profit, pure profits as a academy player. But I think there's more money in Vitek. I think there's a real player there. And that was one of the best loan moves Manchester United have done. Look, it's early doors and it could still go a little bit up and down for him, as you'd expect it to. But I think that that's the most sensible loan deal that Manchester United have ever done at this football club, in sending him away to the Championship this time, just for English experience. And you can see this structure working. They're going to give these players the opportunity to play and put them in clubs in and around England, giving them that experience, that homegrown experience. And to give Vitek that, I think it's a big sign. You don't sign him onto a new contract and then loan him to a decent Championship side if you're thinking of selling him. I don't think anyway. I think there is a real plan for Vitek, and this could really come into the works here. If Antwerp keep on pushing the price up and want more because other clubs are in, so Galatasaray are in, Aston Villa are in, they're trying to create a bidding war. And this has been reported by several journalists, including Fabrizio Romano right now. They are not going to hold off. They're not going to... In fact, let me bring up what he actually said earlier on, or what was said earlier on Sen Lammens. This is another one that's come out from Romano. Royal Antwerp, as of last night, are still not accepting United's offer for Sen Lammens because they believe other clubs can jump into the race. Agreement with the player is done. So, agreement with the player done. Sen Lammens wants United, as we know, but Antwerp have rejected Manchester United's offer. 25 million euros. This was supposed to be a player that Manchester United could sign for between 13 and 17 million. Now, you could go in and complain and moan about Manchester United's approach here and maybe getting it done quicker in the window. Maybe we would have got it for that price. But now we're in the last knockings of the transfer window. I think Antwerp know that there's a few clubs that might get desperate and this price will go up. And all of a sudden, it's already up and in and around the 22 million pound sterling mark. So United are already 5 million above what they wanted to pay. And then if that keeps on going up, they've rejected 25 million euros. If it gets closer to 30 million euros, United could be thinking, well, if we're going to pay that much for Sen Lammens, who's got no Premier League experience, and we could get a goalkeeper in right now for the next 3 years with the experience and leadership and just pure character of Emi Martinez, with Vitek coming in behind him, Royal Antwerp can take a hike. I'm sorry, Sen, you might have agreed personal terms, but we're not going to pay that amount of money for you when we've got someone like Vitek who's probably just as, well, not as good, you could say it at the moment because he hasn't had the same experience, but he played full first-team season last season away on loan, and now he's into the Championship in his second full season and first team. Basically, he's going to be in the pretty much same position as what Sen Lammens is right now, and a decision for Manchester United needs to be made. And I think this is... If the price keeps going up for Sen Lammens, I think United go. I think they pivot straight across to Emi Martinez. That is just my opinion. And of course, you all have yours as well. So get into the live chat and start talking to me now, everybody, please, because I want some opinion on this. I'm just going to check the poll again. Wow, nearly 2,000 votes in the first 13 minutes of the show. And it is close. 41% say Martinez, 43% say Lammens, and then 16% make up the rest of the vote between Bayindir Orinana and Donnarumma. This is going to definitely open up a debate right now. Brits Abroad says, who has just renewed his membership, thank you very much. Atalanta have just bought a new midfielder, Yunus Musa from AC Milan, which may be a coincidence, but could mean that Edison may be leaving. Hopefully that's not a fantasy, because he's perfect for us. I've always loved Edison, mate. I've always thought he was an absolute baller and an absolutely brilliant player, but it's been a bit quiet with him. It's been very quiet with Edison, and I don't know is the answer. We'll get into the midfield section talk in a minute in the second part of the show. Let's open up the chats. Villa selling this late, and Emi has a gaff in him too. I want to see a goddamn CDM, a box-to-box one with legs. That must be priority. I'm sorry, mate, it's not priority, Ant. The goalkeeper first right now. They are still dealing with, and we'll talk about midfield in a minute, because we've still got to talk about Kobbie Mainoo and the fact that we haven't sorted that mess out yet. So that's coming up as well. Let's get some more comments in, please, everybody. Get in on the goalkeepers. We are going to move to the midfield side of things, so please do be patient with that one. We're going to get to that, but give me your thoughts, everyone. I want to know about the goalkeeping side of things and what you think is right. Valdi says, Martinez have no more reason or motivation. He's winning World Cup already. Rudvish says, that's on the midfield. I want to come back to that in a minute. Are you forgetting something, Adam? One in, one out. So which goalkeeper is going? There will be a whole bench just for goalkeepers at this rate. I'm not forgetting that, Jay, I'm afraid, buddy, because Romano has come out and said it doesn't matter what happens with Bayindir or Orinana. United are now buying a goalkeeper. So we're going to have 4 goalkeepers, mates. And no, I remember the actual talk of Manchester United pushing a goalkeeper out to bring a goalkeeper in throughout the whole summer, in fact, mate. The Athletic were talking about it, Jay. You were right, mate. But that's changed as well. And Manchester United's priorities are now actually having someone in that they can rely on, and then we'll deal with the crap afterwards. I think that's where we're at. Don't be surprised if there is a late loan move for one of Man United's other goalkeepers. Don't be surprised. There will be something. The Sun are actually reporting this morning. The Sun are actually, you know what, they're a joke. I seen the Sun's ratings for Man United players yesterday. To give Bayindir a 2 and to give Dalot a 3. Don't get me wrong, I don't like either player, but they were better than a 2 and a 3 yesterday. To give De Ligt a 6, honestly, absolutely shocking reporting from the Sun yesterday. And they're running the story that every single Man United player now wants Tom Heaton in goal as well. So, yeah. You take the Sun with whatever spice you want to drop onto your whatever you're eating at the time. Honestly, never mind. Not even going to talk about him. Martinez over Lammens, then Vitek when ready, says Zen. Look, this is going to be a difficult one to decide on. Like, the one thing I will say in favour of Emi Martinez, you can talk about the mistakes he makes. Yeah, he makes mistakes. Every goalkeeper does, but he does the basics a lot better than either one of our goalkeepers. And he is a great sweeper as well. And that, I feel, apart from when he tries to take Rasmus Højlund out for no reason in the last game of the season. But, yeah, I think still, on Emi Martinez, and in his case, and why United would even be thinking about him over a younger prospect for the future is that you've got the younger player in Vitek coming through, and Martinez gives United that guarantee right now. There's no if, buts or maybes, whether he is going to be okay in the Premier League, getting used to the players. Like, he knows most of the squad. He's got teammates there from internationals, obviously, already. And I just feel like right now, that's more of a player that Manchester United need rather than an unknown. That's that sort of signing for me. That's why he is actually, I feel, that's why I would pick him. I would go for Martinez over Lammens. knowing what United have got already there. I think that would be the sensible move for me. And yet, financially, it might look stupid, it might look crazy, but I feel like that would be the best option for United and what this team and Ruben needs right now. They need absolute leaders on that pitch. And if Martinez is open to coming to United, again, I just think you've got so much there then that it'd be impossible for younger players to not thrive in this team. You've got leadership qualities there in Martinez, De Ligt, Maguire. You've got your Brunos there, Cunhas and Bumos. You've got a lot, an awful lot there in that Manchester United side. Casemiro there as well. I just feel like there is no way that anybody wouldn't improve. Young players coming through from Manchester United's academy or anything, if they did actually pop up this season or anything like that. He adds to this team so much, I think. And I think that's what United need to be looking at. Adam, I won the poll, Onana/Bayende until next window. We've missed it, in my opinion, even if there was an offer, which I believe there is not. I won the poll. I'm not sure what you're on about there, Manny, mate. In terms of what offer for who and what player, mate, it got a bit confusing there on the chat, pal. If you could just come back in again and just let me know what you meant by that one. A bit confusing. Martinez on loan would be nice, says Mayana. Yeah, that I think would be a good one. If we could get it done. I don't know if that's doable. If United could get him on loan and then say to Villa, there, you can have Lammens, go all that. Wow. Yeah, that would be something else. That would be. VTech seen as future number one, direct from Johnny Evans. No, everyone at United, mate. And you're right. He has got a lot. He has got an awful lot. And I think Manchester United do have a big plan, like I just said, for him. I really do. Right, let's get some more on everything that is going on. By the way, please give the video a like, everybody. Make sure you get them likes up if you're loving the content. Let me know your thoughts in the chat as well. Make sure you also hit the subscribe button as well. And also, before we move off the goalkeeping side of things, you can see the poll there. Martinez, Lammens, the Donnarumma, or Onana and Bayende. Just write into the chat, please, everybody, which goalkeeper you would pick. So we know and we can see some names next to some people in the chat. Because, like I said, it is good to see the poll and everybody voting in it. But just put into the live chat your actual thoughts on what goalkeeper as well and why as well. So do that, please. Get your comments in on the actual goalkeeper you would pick personally as well. Right, let's get into this a bit more. I'll let them go through. I'm just running through all of the news, trying to make sure. Obviously, I'm expecting news to drop like it has been doing at any moment throughout this transfer window now. So I'm going to be checking in and out of the show to make sure we've not missed anything as well. Hi Adam, great show. Emmy I still believe can sign. I can still believe we can sign him. And in the midfield, Carlos, we still can do. And Amorim is the man for the job. So Andrew says we can sign Martinez. We can also get Carlos Baleba still. I'm not as confident on Carlos Baleba, to be honest. Adam, how much for Martinez? That hasn't come out yet. Stands in. That's not there. So that's what we're waiting for. Someone did just mention a loan there. United have mentioned loans before with Martinez. It has been reported that Villa did reject a Manchester United loan offer. But I don't know, maybe United could get a cut price deal now for Emi Martinez. Now that they've gone for Paqueta, he doesn't want to be there. Lammens is a cheaper keeper. If we get Emi Martinez in and around 25 to 30 million, I go for Martinez. All day long. Every single day of the week, I go for Martinez. You may say it's short-term vision. You may say he's past it. He's old. Why are we spending that much money on a goalkeeper like that? Look, if it brings Manchester United more success and gets us up that table, stabilises and works better for Ruben's shape, I think it's a good investment for a few years because Ruben needs ready-made fixes. Right now, Ruben's not going to see Senny Lammens and the best of him next season because he's going to get fired if United don't get up that table. So what does Ruben Amorim need right now? Emi Martinez. And I don't think United would have a problem with it if it came in about that price because they can see an investment for a few years with a view to bringing another younger goalkeeper through in the future. So I think there is arguments for both sides on it here, but financially for United, how old the goalkeeper is, you'd start to be a little bit concerned probably, but then again, you have got the backup there already. And you've got Ruben Amorim, who needs a goalkeeper and someone he can just fully rely on and not have to even think about how he's going to adapt into this team, because Emi Martinez will just slot in like a glove and then can just carry on from there. First game back, away we go. I would love to see Emi Martinez lining up in that United side against Manchester City when we come back from international break. How good would that be? That would be something. I would feel 20 times better instantly if Emi Martinez was in United's goal for the derby after international break, because that's the possibilities here right now. It sounds a far cry and it sounds like I'm talking absolute craziness, but this is the report from Romano this morning. If you have just joined us right now, we are talking goalkeepers because Romano has said that Manchester United in the last hours have contacted Emi Martinez's representatives and Aston Villa over the potential signing of Emiliano Martinez. Nearly said his name wrong then. Emiliano Martinez. This is because United have had a bid rejected for Lammens, and the price is going up because Galatasaray and Aston Villa are both in the race for Lammens. Yes, Villa for Lammens as well, which could mean they sell us Martinez, then they take our target Lammens, maybe because they're willing to pay more for Lammens than what United are. This is where the situation is at right now and why we're talking goalkeepers. Thank you again, everybody who has liked the video. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button, people. We're on the march. We're nearly at 99,000 subscribers. That sounds mental. It really does. Thanks for the support, everybody. I'm going to keep the Martinez talk moving on. We've done it now for a good 25 minutes, but I wanted to touch on the midfield situation. A lot of you in the chat have been talking midfield, and I've been talking the potential signings that could come in. Obviously, Baleba has been one. But there has been a report over the weekend that Manchester United might try and hijack a potential move from Spurs for former Chelsea midfielder, Crystal Palace midfielder, now at Atletico Madrid, Conor Gallagher. I just want to throw this out there straight away. United looking at the potential signing of Conor Gallagher. Is that someone you think would do a job for Manchester United, everybody? Get into the chat and let me know on Conor Gallagher, people, because I think in terms of work rate, tenacity, and what Ruben likes in the midfielder, I think Conor Gallagher actually fits really well. I think the profile of player there is definitely something that Manchester United would be looking into. And I think if you could get him at the right deal, I mean, I think he's priced at about 45 million. I don't know if that's too dear for Manchester United right now. We're selling Garnacho for what we have done for the full guaranteed price of 40 million quid, pure profit. Obviously getting a 5 million loan fee for Rasmus Højlund as well. 45 million is there to spend for Manchester United. And that is pure profit as well. So we can use that. That could be 2 down payments for the goalkeeper and for a new midfielder. That's big for United. That's now official. And United can move in the next 2 days if they want to for a midfielder. And we are obviously, like Romano said, going to be bringing in a goalkeeper. Which one? We're debating right now. And can please continue that chat as well, everybody. Roz in with a super chat. Thank you, my man. Absolutely love that. Why is it such a ridiculous concept that Heaton would get a start every once in a while? The man that collects a paycheck, and unlike the other 2 goalkeepers, he stops shots. I know he is old, but the other 2 are useless. It's not. It's not a ridiculous concept. Honestly, I've said this before. Why are we paying Tom Heaton anything? Why don't we put him on a coach's salary? A lot cheaper than what? I think he's on like 30 to 40 grand a week or something like that as a player. He's never going to play. We know this. Like, we've been watching Bayindir and Onana between them completely stink the place out now for years. And Heaton's just sat there watching them, scratching his head. He's never going to get on the pitch. He's never going to play. It's ridiculous. It's a great super chat, Ross, because it is a conversation that people should be having. Why hasn't Tom Heaton been given that opportunity at Manchester United? It's a mad one, I know, but it's something that does need bringing up. He is better than both goalkeepers that we've got right now, and that's the crazy thing. It is. Stretford Red says, too many players will not technically, with no technical ability. Conor Gallagher is annoying. He's got technical ability, mate. He's a great player, I think. Well, not a great player. That's probably a bit too much. There's a reason why Simeone bought him. That is because of his tenacity, his work rate, his aggression, his pressing, and he does score goals as well. He's tenacious. And that word, I feel, is something that Manchester United lack with Ruben Amorim's squad right now. There are certain players there, like I liken Mason Mount to a Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher can play a lot deeper and do a lot more in terms of knowing the role and the 8s and the 6 type of thing. He can play all over the midfield, Conor Gallagher. I liken him to Mason Mount because this guy can press. He's got an engine, and I think he is the profile of player that Ruben Amorim would go for. I do think that he is a player Manchester United would be interested in. Now the report on this is that Spurs are already favourites to buy in Conor Gallagher. Spurs are in for quite a lot at the moment, and they might need it after their performance yesterday. Oh, by the way, why is no one talking about Thomas Frank all of a sudden? Yeah, you got schooled by Iraola, and I think he is now obviously let the Spurs fans know that it isn't going to be that next level again this season. Back in line, back where you belong, worried about the season ahead. You're welcome, Spurs fans. Anyway, Gallagher to Spurs, I could see that. I can understand that. I can definitely understand it with Thomas Frank as well and the way that he plays. Where would you play Conor Gallagher? That's another question as well. That, I think, is again, you've got to bring somebody in who's going to play. And this is why Mainoo's situation is massive now for United. I said yesterday in the post-match vlog, in the post-match show late last night, I don't think Manchester United now would even contemplate selling Mainoo in the situation we're in, unless somebody else was ready to come in. And if United could loan Conor Gallagher, like Ornstein has said that Manchester United would be more open for a loan in midfield if they could bring somebody in. Now, if Cobby went out, expect United to be all over something else. And today is big. Today could be busy for Manchester United with news regarding somebody else coming in. And I think by tonight, we could be talking a lot about midfield targets or not. Because I think we need to know by today, don't we? I mean, really going into tomorrow, like last day of the window, and it closes at 7 o'clock. So we haven't got much time. Not got much time at all when it comes to everything going on in this window. So if realistically, today is the day that you would expect something news-wise to drop on Cobby, on another midfielder coming in. I think we know the goalkeeper one's going to go down to deadline day. So there's movement on the goalkeeper, but not enough noises on midfield. And United, this is why I feel, will not let Cobby Mainoo go unless they've got a guarantee today that we're going to get another goalkeeper, whether that's Conor Gallagher, whether it's another midfielder that we're not thinking about right now. There are probably potential loan deal options there for Manchester United in different areas and different clubs at the moment, but they will be working overtime to figure that out. I think ultimately right now, I go back to what was said with Romano. Yes, Cobby Mainoo has come out and said he wants to leave Manchester United, but United have rejected it twice now. I think what we need to look at here is what happens today, whether or not we get a new bid in, or somebody comes in for Cobby, or Manchester United come out with statements, or someone says that Manchester United right now are not selling Cobby Mainoo. Something has to happen today. Like I said, we're not comfortable on the midfield situation at the moment. And I think it is all around the goalkeeper side of things right now. Romano said his piece on Lammens. And don't forget, like yesterday, I was listening to David Ornstein. And David Ornstein actually said that Lammens isn't as close as what people are reporting right now for Manchester United. So Ornstein said that this isn't close with Lammens. But then again, Ornstein's close is decision made close usually. So in terms of what's happening, I think other journalists just report things a bit differently than what Ornstein does. And Ornstein close is completely different to a advanced talk say close for Fabrizio Romano. Ornstein will only come out when he knows something is 100% happening and you've got the definite from the football club. So Ornstein saying that Sen Lammens is nowhere near close as what people are reporting is interesting, and you can take it a few different ways. And so, again, in talking about the midfield, it just doesn't look like there's enough going on right now. Are we going to get a bit of a bombshell dropped? A big news breaking today or tomorrow? I think it's going to be a late night for me tonight. I think there's going to be plenty of news going in. You really would expect to have heard something by now, wouldn't you? And we just don't. There's nothing there. The Emi Martinez story, I think, is the biggest one that we can look at right now and say this definitely could be a possibility. The fact that all the reasons I've been speaking about in this show, with Villa going in for Lammens, the price going up, Lammens bid rejected. If you get into the realms of financials that are close to what you could get Emi Martinez for, United would go for him because it makes more sense. United have already got VTech coming through into next year. And we've obviously looking for an experienced goalkeeper for this season, because Ruben needs to survive. He needs to survive this season. And I think bringing Emi Martinez in gives him it boosts his chances no end, in my opinion. Again, just my opinion. It is only mine. I'm on this show here to get your thoughts in as well. So get your comments in, everybody, please. And don't forget, by the way, tomorrow is going to be an absolute deadline day bonanza. We have got a minimum of 6 live shows going across both FUTV and Football Talks, our other channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed to Football Talks as well, go and do that. We are going straight to Football Talks from this show this morning, in fact, to go through all of the transfer updates around the Premier League on that show as well. So live to live, double header this morning as well, everybody. Loads of news coming in for other clubs, and some that is impacting Manchester United also as well. So you want to stay tuned after this show for Football Talks as well. Make sure that you're there, and we will continue this conversation. Let's get into the chat on everything. Emi Martinez, Lammens, Conor Gallagher, another midfielder. It's open time in the chat, everybody. Get your thoughts in, please, everyone. I knew as soon as we bid, Antwerp will bump up the yeah. I know they will bump up the payments with United tax. It happens with every single player that we're bidding for, unfortunately. This is just what United have to deal with. Stanzin says Agate and Gallagher loan exchange, or Mainoo or Agate for 60 million for Baleba, else Mainoo and 40 million for Baleba. Stanzin's playing his FIFA again. I'm not saying that taking the mick, by the way, but obviously we're all thinking right now, what are United thinking? What are they doing behind the scenes? And you're right there, Stanzin. It's like, what could we potentially do? Well, anything could potentially happen in the next few hours. We are literally coming into a day and a half now. 2 days pretty much, let's round it up, of absolute madness. I look at the whole situation right now. I don't see Mainoo leaving. I don't think United are willing to let him go. And the time that we've got to bring somebody else in, I feel is really hampering Mainoo's chances. He got game time yesterday. We got an injury yesterday to Cunha and potentially Mason Mount. Come on, let's go. Manchester United, by the way, want to get Sen Lammens done today. So, again, this is going to be big for Manchester United in terms of what we can actually get news-wise. Because I feel by the end of today, if Sen Lammens hasn't happened, United are going for Martinez. From what Romano said and what's happening right now, I could see this fully going down now. And United, I feel, are in a position where it's like, there's the offer. If you don't take that, it's all off. Simple as. It's a crazy, crazy situation right now with where the goalkeeping side of things in the club. I still cannot believe in all of this that we're going to have 4 goalkeepers going into the season, and we're going to have Onana and Bender sat on the bench because we haven't got enough games to rotate them all the way through. Like we said, like even in the early months of the season, if you haven't got European football, you've usually got the Carabao Cup, but now we're out of that. We've got 1 game a week, every single week up until December. That's it. So no football midweek at all for Manchester United. It's crazy, and no one is going to want to be rested out. Like, you're going to need to get momentum. You're going to need to play your way into these games. Like, I feel sorry for Benjamin Sesko right now. because there's just too big a squad and too many players that Ruben's messing around with. I don't see Sesko featuring that much at the moment because he's struggling to take out his performing players. He's not going to drop Cunha. You can't drop Mbumo now. He's our leading goal scorer and obviously is the man that's in form in terms of in front of goal. And Mason Mount is our best player this season so far. So unless he's injured, and maybe an opportunity is here now for these players to actually come in and make their mark, they're going to have to, because I don't see Ruben dropping Cunha and Mason Mount when they're fit now. And he's got a bit of a problem that he's created himself, obviously, with the hierarchy at the club and the way that they've gone through this transfer window. But still, right now, I feel that because of the lack of games, Manchester United, with so many players in certain areas, and this falls into the goalkeeping side of things now, there's no point in chopping changing a goalkeeper. Andre Onana and Altay Bayindir today will be told to go and find another club if you want guaranteed game time. Their careers right now are up in the air. They're looking at all of the international tournaments and everything going on. Let's not forget the last AFCON. Andre Onana went out from Manchester United but played one game. He might not make that Cameroon side. You just don't know. You just don't know. So I think conversations are going on. There's so much news that needs to be sieved throughout this weekend. Today, going into tonight's early doors tomorrow, I'm going to be covering everything. The deadline day bonanza is going to be a minimum of 6 hours at least, with different shows going on. We're going to be doing back-to-back live shows, a minimum 3 times a day. Obviously, with breaking news coming in, it made us run on for the majority of the day. Everything is set and everything is ready to go. It is going to be an absolute blockbuster day, everybody. So make sure you are here, make sure you are involved, and obviously schedule yourselves in for the big, because I think United are going to be involved in it, everyone. I really do. I think United are going to be right up there with some of the other clubs with the big news that's going around throughout the day. The realist says Mainoo and Mbumo, only players to shoot outside of the box. We'd be more of a threat if we didn't try to pass the ball into the back of the net and tried like these two outside efforts. I think Zirkzee had one yesterday as well. Zirkzee did have one yesterday. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Zirkzee fits back in as well now. There's plenty of players fighting for positions up there. And like Ruben said, like Sesko, not guaranteed. Like Zirkzee can play up front as well. And he came on the bench. That was the plan for yesterday's game all along. And you could see that. That's why he came on and Sesko stayed out. So, yeah, I don't know how he's going to manage it with less games. But, look, that's what he's got to deal with now. He's the man in charge. And everyone's going to be, obviously, looking at Ruben Amorim and judging him off how he balances his squad out now, because there'll be no excuse. You can't be losing games and games and games with so much preparation. This is an opportunity. I've been saying this all along. Like, with no European football, Manchester United should be really taking advantage of this preparation-wise and be fully fit and fully ready for every Premier League game. And then I think if United are struggling, everybody will be looking at Ruben Amorim, and that's where the problems are going to be. I think the pressure will start to mount. Anyway, moving forward, let's get in on some more comments. By the way, the news for Emi Martinez did drop this morning, everybody. That really was the bombshell. That was your breaking from this morning. Emi Martinez, Romano dropped the news. We brought it you first here, 8 o'clock this morning. Look, Martinez, Lammens, Romano says it. United are bringing a goalkeeper in, and it's going to happen this summer transfer window. So within the next 2 days, United will 100% have a new number one goalkeeper. Turkey and Saudi windows open later, don't they forget? Yeah, but that's only for selling players. We can't buy anyone in. So in terms of players leaving, you could be right there, Ant. You could see Onana or Bayindir leave for either the Saudi Pro League or to the Turkey League. There's offers from both the Saudi Pro League and the Turkish League for both of them players that we know of. Nothing serious, of course, but I think that could be something that could definitely potentially happen going forward as well. So keep an eye on that, because I think Onana in particular is one that will be completely put out of place by this. I think United secretly inside are hoping that this pushes Onana out of the door. I do. I think they're praying that everybody at the club right now sees where Ruben's going. I think the plan is in place, and I think some big decisions are happening. I don't know. Honestly, like, the front line worries me even more than the bloody goalkeeping situation at the moment in terms of how he's going to handle it. I don't know if Ruben's going to be able to do it, and I don't know if he's going to be able to keep everybody happy. And, like, you've got to say, like, yesterday he was mixing it up with Patrick Dorgu, playing Dalot at left wing back and Ahmad at right wing back. Ahmad is another one that you've got to look at as well in this. So yeah, there's lots that could still happen. There's lots to discuss, and I think it's just going to get more and more mental as these few days go on. Quickly as well, missed a few super chats there. Atalanta in a mess too, losing their manager. So yeah, maybe Edison could be on his way out. Good point to make, Ant. Sorry I missed that one earlier on. Ben, I missed yours earlier on as well. Thank you. But bring back De Gea, cheaper option and proven. It's just as much as Emi Martinez, to be honest. And on cheaper wages as well. Denny SG says, Adam, what about a gourmet for central midfield? It's gone cold. It's gone very, very quiet on a gourmet. That, I think, is down to everything else that's going on at Manchester United. I look, one way or another, like, these next couple of days are going to be absolutely crazy with all sorts of different stories going around. I feel right now, honestly, I don't know. I've got no idea what is going to happen. I've got no idea why Manchester United have left it so late to make a decision on the goalkeeper. I don't know what's going to happen in midfield. They didn't expect Kobbie Mainoo. Are we going to go in for another midfielder? Can we get a lone midfielder in? Look, there's all sorts that could happen. Absolutely all sorts that could happen in the last 2 days of this window. But we will have you covered here on Forever United TV, everybody, as always. But for now, that is us finished. We are going to jump across to Football Talks next, everybody. So hopefully you'll come and join us over there. There's loads of Premier League news going on and loads happening right now with other football clubs. So yeah, honestly, just stay tuned. I'm going to get into all of that news. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a madness, though. Stay tuned. Make sure that you are subscribed to Forever United TV for all the updates and breaking news. And obviously, come across now to Football Talks. We've got you covered there as well with all the updates this morning from all the papers and latest transfer activity. There's loads going on. So I will see you over there on Football Talks in just a minute, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the show today. Thank you, mods. Thank you to all the Super Chats, new members and new subscribers as well. I'm Adam. Please like the video on the way out, and I'll see you over on Football Talks in just a moment.